Hi everybody, this is Courtney here at Mazda Gallery. We are here with some lovely people today. We're actually going to go over what a car delivery process looks like. So I'm going to switch it over to Mr. Doug Clark, the himself. Hi Doug.
Hi everybody. Courtney, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Excellent. So we have Andrea and Joanne, who are previous customers.
Hello.
And for the second time now, they're getting a car on the same day, which is awesome. Two CX-5s. So I'm just going to go over some things on their delivery with them. So you guys are going to get a smart key. So you never have to take this out of your purse or your pocket. When you come up to the door, as long as you're within 2 feet, just hit the little black button on the door handle. If you hit it once, it does the driver's door. If you hit it twice, it'll unlock the whole car.
Okay.
And then once you get in the car, you step on the brake, hit the push button start, and the car will start.
There you go.
Now you guys also have remote start. So what's cool about this is you hit this little button twice and the car will start and run. In order to get in the car, this key then becomes disabled because you don't want somebody hopping in your car and stealing it while it's remote started and running. So what you'll do is you'll hit this button once more and that will unlock the car when it's remote started.
Oh, okay.
And then as soon as you open the door, it's going to shut off because it doesn't want someone stealing it. And then so once you hop in the car, then you step on the brake again, hit the push button start, and the car will start right up.
Okay.
So with remote start, just use the remote starter. Without the remote start, you can just use the smart key.
Okay.
There's a battery in here you'll replace eventually. It'll last about 2 years. It's a CR2025. You can buy them anywhere. It's easy to replace. A little red key light will pop up on your dash when the battery is low. However, if you forget to replace it and you come up to the car one day and you hit the button and it doesn't unlock, all you have to do is slide the tab on the back and the hidden key pops up.
Okay.
So this will get you in the car, and then to start the car you'll put this back together, and instead of using your finger on the button to start it, you're going to use the end of the key. So if this is touching the start button, even if the battery is dead inside here, it will still start the car for you.
Oh, awesome.
So that's your emergency. So your braking period for your new car is going to last for 600 miles. There's nothing special you need to do. If you want to drive, fast, you can drive fast. Just some common sense things. Don't use the brakes hard unless it's an emergency. Obviously, if you have to. Vary your speed for the first 600 miles, so just don't use the cruise control.
Okay.
The reason is you want to vary the RPMs of the engine while it's braking in, which you'll do with normal driving. You just don't want to keep it at an exact speed for a long time.
Okey-dokey.
And then don't drag race. If you want to drag race after 600
Oh,
miles,
yes, right.
you're all set.
Haven't yet in 66 years, so I'll pick up a start.
Yeah, but this is your first
Oh,
CX-5.
there you go.
You might get the urge. So in the back of your owner's manual is your maintenance schedule. And what's great about the CX-5 is for the first few years, all you're going to do oil changes and tire rotations. That's it. And you're going to do those every 5,000 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. All the new cars use synthetic oil, so instead of doing it every 3, you do it every 5 now. You won't have a tune-up on the car for 75,000 miles, and there's no timing belt to replace in the engine.
Woohoo.
So just oil changes and tire rotations.
For a long time.
Long
Yeah.
time.
There you
And
go.
regular gas. 87 octane. Least
Awesome.
expensive, yes. So you have a book on the navigation system, which I'm going to go over with you in the car. So once we plug in the home address, there's a little voice button on the steering wheel. Just hit that, wait for the beep, say go home, drive home, navigate home, and it'll take you there. You can also give it commands on the fly while you're driving. So if you hit that button on the steering wheel, wait for the beep, you can say the word address, and then it prompts you to say the full address. So if you say 101 Main Street, Norwood, Massachusetts, it plugs it in and gives you the turn-by-turn while you're driving.
Very nice.
Yes. You can even say gas station. It'll pull up all the gas stations in the area. It tells you if it's a Shell, a Mobil, a BP, and you just go to the one you want to drive to and click on it, and it gives you the turn-by-turn.
More important, does it say Dunkin' Donuts?
It does say- Actually, it will recognize some brands. So if you say restaurant, it may pull up the Dunkin' Donuts
Oh,
for
there
you.
you go.
It doesn't order for you, though, so you still have to do that. And then this book is your warranty book. So the car is going to come 3-year, 36,000 miles, bumper to bumper, and then 5 years, 60 on the powertrain. And there is also a place here in the back that you can jot down when you do your oil changes and tire rotations. Obviously here we're going to have you in the computer system, so you'll be fine with that.
Okay.
And your first one's on the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So in the screen on the car, there's a place where I'll program in your first oil change, so you'll get a little reminder, so a little wrench will pop up. So I just don't want you to freak out when you see the wrench. There's nothing wrong with your car. It's just a reminder your oil changes too.
Okay.
All right. And then you also have what's called a Smart Start Guide. So if you don't want to go through that big honking owner's manual, they give you pictures on how everything works. On the left-hand side of the dash here, you're going to have 3 buttons. The first button turns off the traction control, which you're never going to do unless you get stuck in the snow, and you're not getting stuck in the snow because you have all-wheel drive.
Okay.
The next button is the set button. That's for the tire pressure monitoring system. So the tire pressure system is new. Actually, you have the new tire pressure system on your Mazda 6. So the new system now, it's different than your car. So in your car, when the light came on, you put air in the tires and the light went off automatically. On this car, once you put air in the tires, you have to come back inside the car and then press this set button and hold it for a second, and that will shut off the light and reset the tire pressure system for you. So it's just one more step. And then the corner button here turns off the blind spot monitoring system, and that's the lights in the mirrors when there's a car near you. And I said, why would you ever shut that off? And then we put a bicycle on the back of the car. So if you put a bike on the back of the car, the tires of the bike will stick out and set off. So if you tow anything, or if you put a bike on the back,
Okay.
otherwise you leave that on. And then your steering wheel, just like before, has all your buttons. Does your volume, changes your radio station, and then you have your cruise control on the other side. So this will tell you about the key thing that I was mentioning, getting in and out. Also, if you want to listen to your radio without starting the car, if you don't step on the brake and you hit the push button start twice, that puts you into accessory mode.
Okay.
So now you can listen to the radio and stuff without starting the car. You also now have a electric parking brake. So instead of the handle that you used to use to set the parking brake, all you have to do is click up on the switch and that will set the brake.
Okay.
And then to release the emergency brake, you have to have your foot on the brake and then you just click it down and it'll shut the brake off.
Okay.
And then while you're driving, the screen is disabled, the touch screen. So when you stop, you can use the touch screen, but when you're driving, you can't. So when you're driving, you use this commander switch, or you can give it voice commands. So there's actually a list of what you can tell your car to do here. So once we pair the phone to the car, which will take 2 seconds, you'll just say call and then the person's name after you hit the button and wait for the beep. You can say dial in the phone number. There's the address that you can say with the nav system. So if you're listening to AM and you want to go to FM, you can just hit the button and say FM and the radio goes to FM for you. There's a command here that I always recommend too when you have some time, because I know there's a lot of new stuff in the car. You hit the button and say tutorial and it'll tell you how to work the system as well. So that's another one. And the other great place to go for additional information is here in the back. There's a website, because you're a Mazda owner, called mymazda.com. And what's nice about this website is there's YouTube videos on how to work everything. From, you name it, the headlights, the wipers, the radio, the nav system, anything you want to know about the car, just go to this website and you can click on the video.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool. Any questions so far?
No.
So how many miles is your break-in period?
600.
Very good.
We have a listener. It's wonderful.
It's a gold star. So then this will just show you how some of your other systems work. So the blind spot system, if there's a car next to you. And then you'll also have, this is called rear cross traffic alert, which is nice. So if you're backing out of a parking space and somebody comes behind you and they really shouldn't, it's going to flash the blind spot system, beep at you, and then you're going to see them in the camera so that you don't back into them. You can shake your fist at them. So on your car, Joanne, you have automatic headlights. So if you just leave them on auto, you never have to touch them.
Okay.
When it's dark out, they'll come on. When it's light out, they'll stay off. And you don't have the automatic headlight feature, but they will shut off automatically on your car in case you leave them on accidentally, just like the Mazda 6 that you're driving. Okay. And you have, that's right, you both have rear wipers now, which is cool. So front wiper you're going to pull down, and you have automatic rain sensing wipers on your car as well, so they'll come on automatically when it starts to rain. So the only time you're going to need to shut them off is if you drive through the car wash.
Oh, okay.
Just then they'll go crazy. And then the back wiper, you twist
Okay.
to turn that on. Hopefully we won't get any more snow, so you don't need the back wiper.
That would be lovely.
And then I'm going to go over the radio with you out in the car.
Okay.
But basically this first box that's highlighted in red is your source, and that's where you'll go to change from AM to FM. You can stream your music wirelessly if you have that on the phone. There's a Pandora app that you can sync up to your phone with and listen to the music there as well. Only thing to remember with Pandora, using your data plan on your phone. If you do the Bluetooth with your music that's on there, there's no charge for that. And you can actually program up to 50 radio stations as your favorites.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Right.
I'll have to start listening more.
There you go, exactly. And then you guys both have navigation, so there's a little door in front of the shifter where the maps are on a little SD card, like a camera card, and you're going to get free map upgrades for 3 years. So all you have to do is pop that card out, plug it in your computer, and it'll automatically download the new maps. And they do that twice a year, so whenever you want to do that, that's up to you.
Remind me often. Sorry. I'm old.
And then this is your gauges and the lights. If any of your warning lights come on, this is what they mean. So if you have low tire pressure, that's the light that's going to pop up. If you're low on gas, that's going to pop up. You'll now have, you had this on your car already, but you have a range now, so it'll tell you how many miles you have before you run out of gas.
No, we've had one on my test
Oh,
drive.
yeah, that's right. You had to put gas. Yes, she had to put gas in her car on the test drive because it was
It's
low.
my car, my car.
And it's now full.
Oh, yay.
Yes. So one of the new features, they have this little blue light that pops on when you first start the car. That's just letting you know that your engine hasn't warmed up yet. So before you crank the heat, you just have cold air blowing on you in the wintertime. Just wait for that little blue light to go off, and now you know you have warm air coming out ready to turn the heat on. Yep. And you also have, this has what's called Sky Active technology, which is Mazda's term for better fuel efficiency. So what they actually do when it's cold weather outside, they have the engine rev up a little higher than normal for about 30 seconds. And that's because they had to move the catalytic converter to the rear of the car, and that has to warm up first before it works properly. So you don't have to wait for it to stop. You can put it in drive and go, and you're fine. But you'll notice if you sit in the car for about 30 seconds, it'll quiet right down, and that's done purposely to heat up that catalytic converter.
Okay.
All right. And that's pretty much it for that.
Okay.
So I'm going to go bring the new car around, and then I'll go over the nav system, we'll program the phones, and any other questions.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
All right, well, if nobody has any questions for Doug in the car delivery process, we're going to sign off for now. Just stay tuned. Next week, we're going to keep doing these videos. Like us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter as well, and we also have a YouTube, so please keep tuning in.